What's going on, everybody? On the air with VA3EWV. Thank God it's Friday edition. That's right. My goodness, what a week. Nothing bad. It's just been a week. Like, I'm ready to retire so I can go play on radio. And I'll be trying to get free time to go play on the radio. Tonight, folks, every Friday night, if everything goes right, I do an Echolink All-Star Net. Echolink All-Star, that's fake radio. No, it's just another means to get on the radio. Come on. Anyway, yeah, I do that every Friday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Echolink All-Star, when I was a lowly ham with basic only, that was one of the ways I can get out and see people outside of Cornwall, Ontario. Because when you don't have anything but a basic, without honors or advanced, you're on, local repeaters, simplex, and that's it. On 2 meter, 70 centimeter, 2 1/4, 6 meter. That's it. And let me tell you, ain't nobody on the radio in your town unless you make it happen like I did. So yeah, I made it happen. What's going on there, Rebecca? VE3 Volkswagen Bug. That's what I'm talking about. One time for the good time there, Rebecca. How's it going today? The sun is shining. So I'm going to, you know what? I almost wanted to forego my net, but no. Because I caught the polar bug. And I was going to stop in a place called Castleton, Ontario on the way home. I purposely left my radio at home so I wouldn't do that. Because, I have people that come out every Friday night, and they love that little Echolink All-Star Net, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm doing it because there's a lot of people that still don't have their HF, and they want to talk on the radio, and they may not have anybody to talk in the area, so I'm going to keep that going. So that's what's going to be happening tonight. If nobody shows up, that's okay, because you guys know I do FT8 after 8. So if I'm on for 10 or 15 minutes and nobody shows up, the banner changes from the All-Star Echolink to FT8 after 8. That's how we do that. Ernest, don't play around. I get on the air. I talk. And if nobody's on there, I go to DMR. That's how we do it. There's no such thing as the bands are dead with me. The bands are the last thing I go to because they can be dead. Digital is the first thing I go to because it's always popping. It's always popping on Fusion, on DMR, on Echolink. You can always find something there. Yeah, you can always find something there, especially if you have a battery and solar panels, because I do. So unless the sun goes out, right, I'll still be good. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Tomorrow is another story. I don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. I know we have a breakfast first thing in the morning. Not a club sanctioned breakfast, but we're going to be going out and having breakfast, or coffee and talking radio, that's for sure. That's going to be Saturday morning. Probably going to do some swimming with the grandson there because we got a new pool. I know he's going to want to do that. And then in the evening time, I'm going to go hit a park, probably the Castleman Park, and do the late shift. Because I hear that if you do the late shift, lots of people like that because they get bonus points. So it's either going to be in Castleman tomorrow or back at Cooper Marsh for some POTA stuff. Because I got to get that done before the end of the month. Because I did not know that RAC was having some type of contest for getting on the air like that. So I was in 9th place when I left this morning out of 15 or 16 groups. I was 9th. So I could be taking over as we speak right now. I haven't keyed up the radio yet because in just a few moments I'm picking up the grandson. I'm picking up the grandson there, and we're going to be hitting the road, going to Cornwall. So after I pick him up, then I'll get on the air there, and that's what we'll be doing. Who's gonna try to get you on? Can't see that far. Who's gonna try to get me on something or another? I can't see it. But I'll see it when I stop it or something like that. Okay. Yep. Anyway, I'm just moments from getting the grandson there, and we're gonna be having fun tonight. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of fun this weekend. Hopefully, at both places. There's a lot of hoping going on here, but hopefully, at both places, they have cellular service. So, because I like to live stream the events. If not, if they don't have cellular service, I'm still going to record it, because I do have family members and grandkids and stuff like that who really get a kick out of these videos. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but for my mom, it's her cup of tea, so that's why I do it. And if you didn't hear, my mom has written a book, and it's on Amazon. Born Without a Name by Mary Vincent. I'm putting that plug out there for mom. Also, I should put a plug in there for some gas. So I'm looking down at my gas thing, and I'm running on empty, running on. I need to stop that. Okay. I will do a little bit of crank up though, and see who's on there for a bit. Go on Simplex to see if anybody's out there. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV Mobile. Anyone on frequency, over?
VA3EWV Victor Echo 3 Oscar Tango Whiskey.
Victor Echo 3 Oscar Tango Whiskey. What's going on, Jonathan?
Oh, very good, very good. Just not too much on this end. Looks like it's going to be a nice day today and a nice weekend. But I don't think the HF conditions are going to be that hot today, so we'll see what comes of it. How about yourself, Ernest? How have you been?
Oh, doing good, and glad that the sun's out. We got that pool finally put up there, over.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, that's good to hear, and yeah, if the stuff is out and all set, I guess summer is here, and have to enjoy this nice weather while it lasts. Hi.
I'm telling you, and to a lot of my friends and stuff, I know everybody's out and about. Most of the people I actually know that I talk to, they're all out RVing this week or at the cottages. We do live in cottage country, so everybody's having some fun and all that stuff. And I know I'm waiting for that long August weekend to come. Oh man, I'm looking for some time off there, over.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, yeah, it's that weekend is just around the corner here, so we'll see what happens. But do you have any plans? Are you going to do some some portable work that weekend?
Oh, definitely. I've definitely caught the POTA bug there. Remember when I got my HF, I was only doing FT8 because that's all I knew, and I dabbled a little bit with HF, but I was on the wrong settings, because even though I went through the rack class for basic and an advanced class, nobody ever said that if you're on 40 or below it's this, and like the upper side band, if you're on this is that lower side band. So I was just out there winging and praying it. But the good thing though, I had it being live streamed, and people jumped in there and helped me out saying, oh, you should be on this and you should be on that. So that at least got me sorted out. And then I did a POTA activation with some buddies of mine as a dry run, but there was about 5 of us there. Then I went again, and the vice president of the club showed up, so that was great. I wasn't by myself. But on Wednesday, when it was raining, it wasn't thundering and lightning, I sat there looking out the window all day long, because I brought all my gear to activate the park there, Confederation Park, that I've been beside this whole time and didn't even know it was a POTA park. So I just drug all my stuff over on a little cart looking like a homeless fella there, and got myself set up, and I talked till after 8 or 9 o'clock. Had a major battery failure where the Anderson connectors just melted away right in front of me. And as I was in the height of getting all my contacts, my radio just went dead. So I grabbed the HT, told people to spot me on the HT, and I kept on kicking it, over.
All right, very good. It is very good. Well, yeah, that Confederation Park, that's a brand new POTA park. I think they just added it a few weeks ago, maybe like you're missing out this whole time. It's a brand new addition to the Poda Park family. So a lot of the operators here, I believe they've at least attempted to activate it, and it's brand spanking new. So don't feel too bad, Ernest. It's still brand new.
Well, that's good to know. I know that I got 66 contacts there Wednesday. I was able to, some people were talking to me over the radio, and they showed me how to piece the battery back together. Once I got that going, I was back on the air, had a really good time. I was sopping wet though, but there were 66 very, very happy people, because I had about 7 or 8 people person write to me saying, thank you for getting me this particular park, because they had never activated. It was the first time for that park, so they were pretty excited. I was excited. So yeah, you knew that. I told you I was going to do it, eh?
Oh yeah. It's as I said, it's a brand new park. So as soon as people find out about the new park, some people are really into that sort of thing, and people want the contact on the activation. So it's just one thing after the other, and before you know it, as soon as something new is introduced, they really go after it. Myself, I just make a contact, and if it's a pod or not, I don't know. Half the time, I don't even know where these contacts come from. I see the contact count, and I didn't know they were a PODA, but then I find out later that they were. So, it's funny how that works out. But some people are really into it, and as soon as they find a new park, they're just all over it.
So what I haven't done yet is slow scan TV. I haven't done moon bounce, haven't done satellite work yet, and I haven't did the International Space Station. That I know there's probably more stuff out there. I haven't done FT4. I haven't talked on 6 meter yet either. So I still got some stuff to still dabble with there. Over. What's up there, Smokey?
Okay, I got from McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Well, Ernest,
get in.
The 6 meters, as I mentioned before, even with just your basic privileges, you don't even need the advance. You can make some serious contacts. And it's the right time of year for 6 meters. It's really been in season, and a lot of the operators here have been reporting very good results on 6 meters. And FT4, it's the older version of FT8, so it shouldn't take that much to switch over on that end. But the 6 meters, the thing about 6 meters is once it's out. But once it's in, you have to take advantage. So definitely now is the right time to try that sort of thing.
Well, my daughter's making me laugh. But we're about to have some good fun here on the weekend. I'm just glad to just be doing it all together, period, So I came in at a good time. They told me when I was studying to be a ham operator, hey, you're coming at the good time of the solar cycle. You're coming at a good time for that. And then all this other good fun stuff's happening, and yeah, it's been fun. You've been listening to me have my adventures for 2 or 3 months now. Over.
No, Mom.
Oh no, it's been good. It's been good. And you're absolutely right, Iris. Now is the right time of year to do it. You're right, the peak of the solar cycle, and all the QRP people are popping up again and doing QRP stuff. Myself included, 5 years from now, that won't be possible. We'll be towards the bottom again. But now, you're right, it's the absolute peak, and 10 meters is open again, which is nice. So that's another band, too, you should take advantage of while it's still around. And, you're absolutely right. It's out of the 11-year solar cycle. We're right at the peak here, so you're absolutely right there. Now is a good time as any.
Hey, I saw an Anytone 6666, a quad 6, and it had 10 meter on it. This guy in Ottawa was trying to sell it there, so I was like, whoa, that'll probably be good. They do have some radios. I don't know if it's legal or not, but I have heard that they do have some radios that you can do 10 and 11 meter on. So we'll see what that's all about. What's up there, Melancholy?
Okay, well, I think there's something to do 3.
Can you go to Walmart?
You could do
and see
10,
if
11,
you
and
can find
12.
some that cover his whole face?
I think President has
And
one
I'll
you
send
can do all
the link
3,
for it. Okay.
if you're so inclined.
Ahead of time, so
But it's time eaters. Summertime it's a bit iffy. You have a bit of atmospheric noise during the summertime, but during the spring and fall, and even in the wintertime, specifically spring and fall, that's when it really gets active. And you'll see in the next couple of months, 10 meters will probably be rolling back again, and you can get some really interesting contacts. But it's all about power. With low power, 5 watts, 10 watts, you can work the world no problem with 10 meters. You're right, Otis. You gave it a good time, and glad that you're taking advantage.
What's up there, Eaton? How's it going? Hopefully, I'll see you guys tonight on the on my All-Star Echolink net. Yeah, so the grandson and I are all buckled up now, and Preston's with me for the weekend. He loves ham radio too, and we're gonna be having fun with that. Probably do a little Morse code practice at the house. Oh, and by the way, I did enroll in a legit Morse code course. I'm going to be starting next week.
Okay, very good. Who's offering that? Long Island Club. There's a few clubs who do it. I would say Long Island is probably the most popular of the bunch. Who is providing the course?
I would have to look at the email, but I know the guy that had reached out to me. His name is John. He's from the UK. Whatever club it is, because they said you can sign up for this club. I signed up for their daily. You can get like notifications all the time from their group, or just like a daily summary, and they take it pretty serious. Because I know all the adverts I've seen so far, they're like, Morse code is the original this, and nothing else exists but Morse code. And the guy that was talking to me about it and telling me how intense it was when I was talking about signing up, he doesn't even have a microphone anywhere around. Like his radios he only talks CW period. He doesn't even do phone or anything. So that's how intense these guys are with that. What the hell's going on with these people?
Yeah, it's just practice for this. It's just practice. You have to dedicate the time to do it. I think with the Long Island Club, I think you have to dedicate at least 1 hour a day for solid practice. It's just a consistent practice. You have to dedicate the time. That's the hard part. Some of those operators, goodness, they can get to, they can copy, 30, 40 words per minute. I'm nowhere near that speed. But, some are really into it. I prefer it myself. I wish I was better, but, I guess that's everything else in life. But it's an interesting mode. There's a lot of countries I've been able to work only on CW that I've never been able to work on digital or any other modes. I don't use a microphone. The only time I really use a microphone is VHF, UHF here, speaking to you and the locals. But I don't really use the microphone too much either, to be honest. But it's just practice, and you have to make the time for it. That's it. So once you can do that, I think you can get good very quickly.
The other guy said to me, don't even bother signing up if I couldn't put an hour a day to it. And he says it's not a solid hour. It's broken up time slots to equal an hour. And they already told me that I can't look at, like, the way this, I was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? It's like a CW cult almost. I hate to say it like that. They all had all these rules and regulations and what to expect. And they said, okay, when you start studying this, you can't use any visual stuff. We don't want you looking at what the letters look like or the dots and the dashes. It's strictly sound. So you have to just, deal with the tones. And, like for, I forget how many months they say with that. And they're, they have their plan. And I had read all this literature. It's like the introduction is out. It's just like pages upon pages. I was like, goodness gracious. But I'm like, the heck with it. I'm going to do it. You know me, Jonathan. If I'm determined to do it, man, I'm going to do it.
Well, that I believe, Ernest. That I believe for sure. And the other thing you have in your advantage is I know you have a musical background. And they say people who have a musical background, they pick it up very quickly. Whereas myself, I mentioned this before, you have to have a rhythm, which I do not possess. So when I do CW, I use a paddle. You know, I couldn't use a straight key if my life depended on it. I use a paddle for the rhythm because I just can't get the rhythm. But people who are musically inclined, they catch on a lot more quickly. So they say. So I think you already have a leg up compared to everybody else. And plus you have the dedication. That's the key. Once you have those two, I think you'll be good to go. But yeah, I know there's a few groups. There's Long Island Club and CW Ops. There's a few groups that do it. But yeah, it's like learning a language. You know, you have to dedicate the time to it. If you don't dedicate the time, you know, you're just wasting your time. But yeah, once you have the motivation and the rhythm down pat, I think you'll be good at this. I think you'll be good. I have confidence.
Well, man, here's the cool thing. Before I have to go, I just want to let you know some personal cool things that I found out just for me. I can't talk for anybody else in the world. So I get my license. I just barely squeezed by with my basic, like barely squeezed by. And it was repeater, and I'm sitting there promoting repeater talk. I get a daily QSO going from 8 to 9 in my town because we have 8 repeaters. Nobody was using them. So that's still going on today. So we celebrated a year, and people are still getting on every morning. So nobody can say that we have dead repeaters in our thing. The other 7 are dead as hell, but not the one VA3PGC. I can tell you that now. So that's something I did myself because I wasn't going to sit there because that's all I had. So if I were going to be able to talk, I had to promote it, and I did. And I promoted it very well. And like I said, everybody's still using it to this day. So that's that. Number 2. I started using Echo Lincoln All-Star Net, and I was promoting that to everybody. Everybody was like, no, it's not real internet, da-da-da-da-da. But they weren't talking to anybody on the real stuff because, there was nobody to talk to on HF, right? Or all the year and the time and the date and the month and the wind and the rain and all this stuff, right? So they weren't doing anything with that. So I talked and I got some people on Echo Lincoln, all that stuff. Then I was still giving HF a bit of a, thumbs down because I just didn't know it. Then I started doing the POTA thing, which you know is very recent. But I did so many QSOs now, over 500 with people, that I finally got the lingo and the language and how to listen and all that stuff. Now I'm the ambassador for HF. So I'm like, wait a minute. Let me pause. Okay, so I said, wait a minute. I was smack talking this, and then I made it good. Then I was smack talking that. No, I wasn't smack talking nothing. I was just promoting what I knew. And now people were saying, "Oh, why you won't use CW and this, that, and other?" Well, to me, honestly, I don't think I'll be a real true ham. That's in my own opinion. That's my own head. That's nobody else. I don't think I'll be a complete ham unless I know CW. So I'm doing CWs for the strict reason that I think it's part of my, hey, if I'm going to be an actual ham operator and I can tell somebody I'm a ham operator, I think to actually wear that badge with honor, I need my CW, Now on top of that, I was like a lot of other people, I don't like contesting, I don't like contesting. Well, I can't wait to get my CW because I think when I get my CW, then I'll be full into contesting because I'll be able at that point, there's no modes or bands that will be in my way. I'll be able to do anything that's out there. So if they say it's an all-mode contest, I'm going to be knocking it down on everything I've learned. So that's but I was just saying that when you get better with your craft, you don't really say something is not good. So I think the folks that may say, I don't know, I'm not in their heads, but I know me personally, I wasn't an HF fan because I really didn't know it. You're right. So I guess when people get exposed to it, they might change their mind.
VA3EWV, mobile VA3 CW returning. Yeah, it was very good, very good. Well, as I said, I'm quite confident that you will be able to succeed there. And if you dedicate something to it, it's just time. It's just time to give this something, that's all. But people who aren't interested in things, it's not unusual. They come back to something in a few years and they say, you know what, maybe I am interested. Maybe just at the time they're not interested.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that they're going to rule it out altogether, but just at that time, they're not interested at all. So they might move back to a different, they might move back to it at a different time. And in regards to the HF, yeah, well, I'm sure you'll discuss this in the CW course, but all the quote-unquote lingo and protocol in HF, there's a separate subset of protocol for CW QSOs. So I'm sure you'll go over that as well, too. A different protocol for a contest versus just a rag shoot. There's different protocols. Even the bands have different protocols. People on 20 meters that just want a quick QSO usually at the go or just digital or, just a product, something quick. They don't really want a rag shoot, whereas the lower bands, especially 80 meters, 160 meters, especially 160 meters, there's a protocol to it. They actually call 160 meters the gentleman's band because it's a very strict protocol as to how you conduct yourself. It's not kind of ragtag like 20 meters can be. So each band has its own different little personality there, Ernest. So I'm sure you'll find out all that out in good time, but you're certainly on the right track. I know when you put your mind to something, you'll probably end up doing it. So I'm confident, but don't get frustrated. It's a long road, but we all learn in the process. That's my advice.
Amen on that, and I appreciate you being there for me and, encouraging me. And, hey, look, you know what? You've been instrumental in a lot of stuff. You just don't know it. When you told me to go see about bargaining HF radio before I got one, I was like, oh, okay, that actually happened, right? So that went down. When you're like, oh, add these repeaters. Now I get Mel and all those folks to talk to in the morning on the way home. You told me about the Winchester repeater. I'd talk on that. But just to let you know all the tips and tricks and stuff like that, that's how I've been learning with folks like yourself there. So I wanted to give you a big thank you here. I'm about to go get some gas, and if you're still back out there, VA3OTW, I have to get back and fueling up. We'll talk again. If not, though, I'll check you around and we'll pick it back up on Monday if I don't hear you on the bands there. VE3OTW mobile, VE3EWV, VA3EWV mobile.
Okay, Ernest, very good. Well, I have a meeting here at 6 o'clock, so I highly doubt that I will hear you again today. But, yeah, that's good to hear from you. And, yeah, there's, as I said, a lot of repeaters around. And I don't know if you know, but Kempville has a new repeater on 2 meters. They just put up a new repeater on 2 meters. So they put up the brand new losing my train of thought here. A 4-element St. Clair antenna that they put up. So that's a brand spanking new antenna that people have been using here. So, but again, we can always talk later. I'll let you get your gas and I have to get ready for my meeting here. Very good. It is nice to talk to you and have yourself a good weekend. I'm sure we'll hear about all the fun stuff the next time we speak. VA3WV mobile, VA3OTW. Take care. It is 7-3.
7-3 to you there, VE3OTW. And VA3EW, we're going to be clear. Have a good evening. Okay, that's it, folks. We're going to go get some fuel there, and I'll see y'all tonight at 7. If everything goes okay. Bye for now. 7-3.